Hello everyone, welcome to another RF Crypto video. Today's markets are doing well. We can see that the global crypto market cap yesterday was around 1.9 trillion. Today it gained around $50 billion and it's now standing at 1.96 trillion, which is a 2.5% increase since yesterday, which is great, but it's not quite significant in terms of crypto because in crypto, you have seen much more significant movements than 2.5%. When we talk about rallies in crypto, we usually mean 7%, 8%, 10%, 15%. So 2.5% isn't significant, but it is a step in the right direction, which is obviously up. Bitcoin 1.9% up, Ethereum 3% up. As I always say, it exaggerates. It always overshoots the markets, or if the market goes down, it goes down further than what the market goes down by. So everything is up. Cardano's up by 17%. It's massive. And we'll speak a bit about why Cardano's price rallied by this large amount. And we'll also speak about why Dogecoin rallied by about 14% in a while. Looking at the Bitcoin chart, we can see that it's still trading laterally, even though it saw a 2.5% increase, still trading laterally between the $42,000 and the $45,000 bands. 42,000 being the support level and 45,000 being the resistance level. We haven't seen any testing of the supports and resistance because it's mostly trading mid-band, and we yet have to see a test of the support or the resistance levels. Whenever Bitcoin rallies, or whenever we see an increase in Bitcoin or any subsequent increase in Bitcoin over a few days, it's very important to look at leverage, because when Bitcoin rallies, people become less fearful, people become more risk prone. They want to take more risks because now Bitcoin is going up, so they think, Bitcoin is just going to keep going up, so let me take more risks to capitalize on this and make a few bucks here and there. So what do? They take more leverage positions in Bitcoin. And what does that do? That increases the leverage in the market, and now leverage is standing at, we can say, all-time highs. And what this does is, if there's a sudden influx of bad news, we will see the price of Bitcoin go down. We will see a lot of leverage being flushed out the market because most of this leverage is in the long position. So if the price goes down, the margin calls of these long positions will be achieved, the positions will be liquidated, and the price of Bitcoin will fall further down than it actually supposed to. So there is an upside of leverage, which it can bring more profits, but the downside is that it can bring vastly more losses, and it can impact the price of Bitcoin in an exaggerated and magnified effect. So let's look at why Cardano's price rallied by almost 20% in the last 24 hours. So Coinbase asked Cardano staking rewards. Everyone knows Coinbase. It's a publicly traded cryptocurrency exchange. They've been buffing up staking options for various coins. The exchange announced today that it now offers staking for ADA, the native cryptocurrency of the Cardano blockchain. So in explaining the decision, they say that ADA's top 10 market cap and its flexible, sustainable, and scalable blockchain design were the reasons why they allowed the staking of this cryptocurrency. Cardano, with its design using smart contracts similar to Ethereum and Solana, enables decentralized finance, NFTs, and other activities on the network. So if they can solve all their underlying problems, ADA is a force to be reckoned with. They can fight against Ethereum and Solana in the top positions of the global crypto market cap. They have smart contracts. They enable decentralized finance, NFTs, and activities on the network using these smart contracts. So it got all the ingredients to be successful. It just needs to buff up the rough spots. Furthermore, Cardano is a proof of stake currency, meaning that its network is secured not through mining, which is energy intensive, as is with Bitcoin, but by people committing a portion of their ADA holdings to the network. In return, they receive a share of newly minted ADA. So what happens is, the more ADA that is staked in the network, the more robust and solid the network is. And this is because it uses a proof of stake mechanism whereby transactions are validated using the staked cryptocurrency. So the more cryptocurrency that is staked, the more transactions can be validated in less time, which means that it is a scalable solution as long as the number of staked coins increases. So ADA is the fifth coin that Coinbase provides staking services for. So Coinbase already provides staking for Ethereum, Algorand, Cosmos, and Tezos. And Coinbase wants to increase their portfolio of staking options going forward in 2022. Looking at Dogecoin, they skyrocketed 12% as Bitcoin of America ATMs add Doge support. The price of Doge surged about 12% in the last 24 hours, and it's mainly due to the fact that Bitcoin of America added support for Doge, mainly in their ATMs. So Bitcoin of America is a cryptocurrency exchange that's also registered as a money services business with the US Department of Treasury. Having been registered as a money services business with such a massive government organization such as the Department of Treasury indicates that it is solid, that it can be trusted, that it ticks all the boxes, and that if the US government trusts it, then you should too. And that's why once Bitcoin of America added Doge support, Doge rallied. Not only has Bitcoin of America adopted Doge, but AMC Theaters, one of the most popular movie chains in the US, also started accepting Doge as payments for its tickets. So Doge, which once started off as a meme coin, now is getting some utility as a means of payment. And I think this is going to be scaled going forward because Doge is being accepted more and more. And the fact that big names such as Elon Musk back Doge means that more people are going to naturally trust it. So Bitcoin's correlation with the S&P 500 reaches 17-month high. Bitcoin's correlation is the highest since October 2020, and that's approximately when Bitcoin began its ascent from a multi-year slumber to back above $20,000 and well above. So when correlation between Bitcoin and stocks goes up, Bitcoin rallies. And there have been a lot of indicators that back the fact that we are going to enter a bull market, and this is one more. The correlation is roughly 0.49 at the moment, so 0 being no correlation and 1 being perfect correlation. And this would corroborate Bank of America's analysis from last month that Bitcoin trades more like a risk asset and has been doing so since last July. Also, Michael Saylor, a billionaire Bitcoin whale and CEO of MicroStrategy, remains devoted to his digital gold thesis. Obviously, he will say what I'm about to say because he holds so much Bitcoin. I don't know exactly how much he holds, but his company, MicroStrategy, owns billions of dollars worth of Bitcoin. Basically, what it says is Bitcoin is perfected gold, it is digital gold. It is also perfected property, which is digital property. People that are trading it right now without having studied it for hundreds of hours, they trade it like a risk asset. But those that have taken the time to understand it, they understand it as a risk-off asset. So what he's saying is that Bitcoin is an inflation hedge, or it's a risk-off asset, which means that it offloads the risk from your portfolio. Obviously, you'll say this, he has so much Bitcoin, but it makes sense because in the last 5 years, Bitcoin has beaten inflation and outperformed the stock market. Fireblocks and ANZ Bank create Australian dollar stablecoin. So Australia and New Zealand banking group, which is ANZ, has teamed up with crypto custodian Fireblocks to mint a stablecoin pegged to the Australian dollar. And this is the first time a major bank has been involved in the creation of a stablecoin. And ANZ created the stablecoin for Victor's Morgan Group, which is a large family office company based in Australia, planning to use it to trade on Melbourne-based exchange Zero Cap. ANZ Banking Services portfolio lead Nigel Dobson said that an ANZ-issued Australian dollar stablecoin is a first step to enabling customers to find a safe and secure gateway to the digital economy. They also say that transferring assets to Zero Cap via stablecoins only took half an hour, compared to the usual day or two for a flat wire transfer in the SWIFT network. At the moment, ANZ is currently marketed towards institutional clients, but soon retail availability will be a thing. And it's only currently on the Ethereum blockchain, but ANZ plans it to expand to the Hedera blockchain and other chains in the future. So keep an eye on this because this can give a lot of opportunities for people to make money. The fact is that if the Australian dollar stablecoin goes to another blockchain, that blockchain is going to rally for sure. So keep an eye on this. Very, very important to study this, and it can provide some nice profit opportunities. Finally, the US Senate is to consider bill examining El Salvador's Bitcoin experiment. So the full US Senate will vote on a bill looking to mitigate risks to the US financial system from El Salvador's adoption of Bitcoin as a legal tender. The legislation would require the state and treasury departments, among other federal agencies, to mitigate risks such as potential empowerment of China and organized criminal organizations. And the bill would also ask the US to monitor remittances from El Salvador, which could be because of money laundering or terrorist financing or any illegal activities that are connected to these remittances. I think what the Senate is trying to do is trying to learn what are the weaknesses and the loopholes that surround Bitcoin as legal tender and create a digital dollar which does not contain the weaknesses that El Salvador's Bitcoin system has. Not to say that Bitcoin has weaknesses in itself, everything has weaknesses, but the way that El Salvador has implemented it might have weaknesses that the US is interested in. And it is the best place to investigate because it's one of the only countries that has a cryptocurrency as a legal tender. People will look at this title and they'll say that the US is trying to implement Bitcoin as legal tender, but that's not the case. They're just investigating. They're trying to see what the pros and cons are, and they're trying to research how best they can implement some of the positives of El Salvador's Bitcoin experiments and mitigate some risks that are included with these experiments. And with that, we come to the end of today's video. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, hit the subscribe button, share this video with your family and friends, and I'll see you tomorrow for the next one. Invest wisely and cheers.